Hey everybody, I was going to film my top 10 genre series of romance today, but the Oscars happened last night and there was a lot of things to talk about. So what I'm going to do, I was going to do an Oscar recap and also reaction to what happened at the Oscars. There's a lot of things to talk about. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about is I got the sound completely mixed up. Literally, sound mixing and sound editing. I had picked Arrival for, let me look at it. I picked Arrival for sound mixing, and I picked Hacksaw Ridge for sound editing, and I switched them, and so I was really sour when it mixed up. But that's a silly thing that really there's nothing to really talk about. But besides my own little picks, there's some things that I really enjoyed. Jimmy Kimmel had a lot of good one-liners, and he did a lot of really cool things with the audience, especially like with the candy coming down. Then there's that tour bus that he pranked that pretty much got to meet all of the stars in the front row. It was really cool. And there's some other things that happened in this show event, especially the very last thing that happened that really it was a game changer. But I'm only going to talk a little bit about some of the things that I am really happy and proud of. But I'm going to talk about who won supporting actor, supporting actress, actor, directing, best picture, and then let's just talk a little bit about that. Alright, let's talk about directing. So I honestly really enjoyed all of the films that were the directors of each of these films. And I'm going to look at my phone, that way I can help you. Arrival by Denis Villeneuve, which is one of my favorite films all year. Hacksaw Ridge by Mel Gibson, which is really good. La La Land, which I picked, and I actually won that one, which was Damien Chazelle. He did a really good job directing this film, and I really appreciate how he did it. Manchester by the Sea by Kenneth Lonergan. I love that man, and I love his screenplays, and I wanted him to win a lot. And then finally Moonlight. And the directors, all of these directors are just fantastic for what they've done, and good job, Damien. You definitely deserve this Oscar here. Alright, so moving on, talking a little bit about cinematography. I honestly had Arrival here, but I guess La La Land won again. But I think Denis Villeneuve deserved this because of just how epic and grand and the scope was of this film. Arrival was a shocker, and I really enjoyed the complexities and just beautiful nature of every scene in this film, because it just showed you so much more than just an alien invasion kind of movie. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. So I thought the cinematography in this was beautiful. I always loved Denis' cinematography. He did great in Sicario. He did fantastic in Prisoners, Enemy, and I even got Incendies, is one of his first films, just recently. But definitely check out Denis Villeneuve's work, Arrival. But good job, Damien Chazelle, for winning La La Land again. Alright, so let's talk about Best Animated Feature Film. This one was really obvious to me. It was actually between Zootopia and Moana, even though I love Kubo and the Two Strings. Haven't seen the other two, but I definitely picked Zootopia because of how much of an impact it had early on in the game, and I'm surprised it came out last year. I forgot it even came out so early on last year that this is a movie that won the very end. So good job, Zootopia. Great movie, great film, and great messages behind both of those movies. Alright, so Best Actress in Supporting Role. I actually initially picked Vanessa. I originally picked Michelle Williams from Manchester by the Sea because her portrayal of Casey's ex-wife was just insane in Manchester by the Sea, especially one particular scene which really blew me away, and I actually think that's the best scene of the year, period. Which we'll talk about Casey in a second. But I definitely remember Viola Davis being snubbed a couple years ago, and so I definitely was thinking, Viola Davis actually has this for Fences, even though I haven't seen this movie. So I actually picked Viola Davis just randomly, and but great job, Viola Davis. You did, I'm sure, a fantastic job. I cannot wait to see Fences with Viola Davis and Denzel Washington. It's going to be a great film, and I can't wait to see it. Alright, so let's move on to actress in a leading role. To me, this is actually really easy. This was Emma Stone's year to win, and La La Land was definitely a great film. Although I am really upset that Amy Adams wasn't put on this at all, because she did two fantastic films this year with Arrival and Nocturnal Animals. She did flooring performances in both, and I honestly wish she at least was up for the Oscar. But all I want to say is, Emma Stone, congratulations, you did great on this, and I'm proud to have voted for you. Alright, so Best Actor in a Supporting Role. To me, actually, this was really easy because Moonlight's my favorite picture, which we'll talk about later. But I honestly thought Mahershala Ali, I can never say his name, won this because he did a flooring performance, and to me this is actually one of the more obvious picks for me. I think the closest second was Dev Patel for Lion, which I still need to see as well. But fantastic work on all accounts. Jeff Bridges, you did good. Lucas Hedges, you did fantastic as a kid in Manchester. And Michael Shannon, you were hilarious in Nocturnal Animals. I love that movie. Alright, moving on to actor. Alright, so to me, a lot of people are going to give Casey a lot of shit because of what his sexual allegations are. However, Casey won this. That movie, Manchester by the Sea, he may just he's just glooming and gloping around the whole entire time. But guess what? He did a really, really good job portraying what happens when you lose something. And honestly, he deserves this. He deserved it. He definitely deserved this. The only person I honestly think that came close was Denzel for Fences, and I honestly his reaction in the audience when Casey won was kind of bitter. I saw some tears in his eyes, kind of like I think he wanted to win, but he's won before, and so I mean give it to other people. So, but fantastic work on all this. I need to see Fences still. I still need to see Captain Fantastic. I want to see Viggo's performance in this movie. Ryan Gosling, you did fantastic, and Andrew Garfield, you should have been nominated for Silence over Hacksaw Ridge, because Silence is a better film, in my opinion. However, Hacksaw Ridge is a very, very good film, and a very good return to form for Mel Gibson. Alright, so let's talk about Best Picture and what happened last night, because that last night was crazy. Here's the thing. I was actually over at my friend's house, and he lives about 45 minutes away from me, and he's got a really nice setup, and I don't have cable at my place, and so I went over to his house to watch the Oscars, and we enjoyed almost every minute of it, except when we were keeping tabs with each other. I thought he beat me out by one on my predictions, and we were just eating food, and then we heard La La Land won Best Picture, so we turned the TV off, and I went home, and as I was going home, I kept getting texts and some messages and some Snapchats from some of my friends who were like, I can't believe what happened just now. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, La La Land won. They won pretty much everything, right? And I wanted Moonlight to win. And so then they're like, no, Moonlight actually won because Warren Beatty read the wrong card. And I'm like, how did I miss this? And and my friend was in bed already, and I was already almost home, about to be in bed. And so I'm like, how did I miss this crazy thing that happened? And so that's crazy to me that just happened. And I actually watched the reaction. I watched everything this morning about what just happened last night, and it was a pretty crazy, weird, an odd exchange for Damien Chazelle and crew to give the Oscar to Mahershala and everyone in Moonlight, and it just felt really awkward. But honestly, I think Moonlight deserved this. You've actually seen both La La Land and Moonlight. Moonlight, regardless of political affiliation or social affiliation or anything like that regarding any of it, Moonlight is the better picture. It is one of the most powerful movies I've seen in a long, long time. It made me cry several times. La La Land's a very feel-good movie, and it made me feel some feelings in the middle act, but more or less, I honestly think that Moonlight definitely deserved this spot, and I'm glad that they won Best Picture, because this is a very, very good independent film. It's a very, very dark and very, very heavy film. But I definitely recommend checking it out, and I bet a lot of people are going to check it out now because, it just won an Oscar in a really awkward way. But that's my thoughts on the Oscars. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it this year, although I lost compared to last year with the amount of counts I had. I only got 11 this year when I got 14 out of 24. So I got 11 out of 24, didn't do so great. I was trying to be generous to everyone and give everyone everything, just like Mad Max screwed me up last year. But there's always next year for the Oscars, and I cannot wait to see what happens. So thank you so much for just hearing me rant about random shit. And I love the Oscars and I love movies, and so I want to hear your thoughts down below. Tell me about all the crazy things that happened. I know I didn't really talk about the Oscars per se, but some of my picks and some of the movies that deserve some of these Oscars that they got. So let me know down below, like, comment, share, and let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.